out for a walk, and I decided to take a pause and say hello to everyone and tell you what I've been thinking about lately. Lately, I've had several of my friends who have lost children that have been hit with grief hard and taken that downward spiral like we all do once in a while. And so I just wanted to give some words of encouragement and maybe offer some suggestions, maybe things you haven't thought about before when that happens to all of us like it does. What are some things that we can do to help get us back out of that place and back onto the path of life again? One of them is doing what I'm doing right now. I'll admit, I have my sunglasses on because I was crying a lot this morning. It's bright out here too, but anyway, you know, I'm still getting hit with those things too. So anyway, I am out here taking a walk, and it just reminds me of who God is, the beauty of what He's created, and hearing the birds and everything. It just lifts my soul, lifts my spirits, and so that is something that maybe you can do. I will spend time with my grandchildren, my beautiful granddaughters that will always just put joy back in my heart and remind me that life is still moving forward and that I want to be a part of it. Sometimes something maybe to do is to allow that time of grieving, but put on a timer. Maybe give yourself 30 minutes or an hour, however long you think maybe is a reasonable time for you, and then have a project planned so that you know when that timer goes off, I'm done and I'm going to move on to the project. Maybe it's cleaning out a closet, maybe it's something like doing laundry or dishes or building a puzzle, but allowing yourself time, knowing that when that timer's done, you're going to move on to something else. That has been helpful. Worship music is something else, but for me, I have found that sometimes I have to be careful, even the worship music that I listen to, because some of our Christian music is about how bad life is. And so I do have to be careful sometimes that I don't allow that to be part of my spiraling downward, but that I make sure that I listen to things that are going to pull me back up and put, you know, God back in the big picture where He needs to be in my life. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, getting a hold of somebody, obviously, well, maybe it's not so obvious, but someone who can pray with you, someone who can talk with you, someone who can cry with you, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's someone that you can get in a conversation with that has nothing to do with it, that can get your mind off of it. So these are just some ideas of things that have worked for me. If you have any ideas, I would love to hear from them. I'd love to have everyone share and encourage each other. What is something that you have done that has helped you get out of that spiraling downward? And you know what I'm talking about. That just takes us, sucks us back under. So just go ahead and share it below in the comments below, and let's keep this thing going and encourage each other with lots of good ideas. Love you all.